2022 has whooped my ass. What's going on, guys? Sirlionhart here, coming at you with a channel update. A year in the making. It has been quite the year. So I'm here making this update to give you guys an idea of what the hell happened this past year, and just plan to give you guys updates on what I plan on doing on this channel and the Twitch channel, giving you updates on that, and just giving you really an update on my personal life, really, because this has just been something that I needed to just talk about with you all for the past year. It's just I've never really found the time to talk about it, but now that I have a lot of time, I think I'm ready to talk about it. This year was very stressful, and I think just to start off going over what happened at the beginning of the year, I just don't want to like make this video too long and talk about the personal stuff too long before updating you guys, but I feel like I got to just give you guys a perspective of like the things that happened in my personal life that affected the channel and my whole mentality, my whole motivation to even do this, right? So like, I want to say early January this year, Indy, my ex-girlfriend's dog, passed away. That was a very stressful few weeks, to the point where it kind of got really stressful, and it just created one of the more stressful events in the household itself. And then like, that dog was really cool. I just gotta say that was the only dog I think I've ever liked enough to put up with. I don't hate dogs, I don't have the same level of affection I do for dogs as I do for cats. But Indy died. He was cool. He was so cool that I didn't mind having him around. Now that was, like I said, my ex's dog, and after he passed away, she got stressed out. She gets stressed out, I got stressed out, the household got stressed out. And then, you know, a couple of weeks later, it got better. Some stuff happened around the release of Room Factory 5, and I ended up breaking up with my ex. The thing is, it sucks to have to live in the same place as someone you broke up with, which is why I had to find my own place, which is that's where I am right now. I'm in a place that I actually had to not necessarily break my old lease, but I had to start a new lease while I was currently in another lease. So that sucked. That sucked a lot of money out of my wallet to have to put a security deposit down, pay for rent here at this place, and then pay for bills at the other address I was no longer staying at. So like, that was extremely stressful, considering I was working 2 jobs. I just got done going through a breakup, and then I got done, you know, moving all my stuff to a new place by myself, by the way. And after that happened, I get a call from my grandma, or excuse me, from my mom, telling me my grandpa is slowly dying because he has stomach cancer. And I'm like, can nothing go right? Can nothing go right this year? Working 2 jobs, paying lease, paying security deposit, paying rent, paying bills in one place, still paying bills in the other. Grandpa's about to die. Shit's going crazy. Stressed the fuck out. Stressed. Just thinking about it is just raising my anxiety right now. But I don't know how I got through it. I just did. But I got to see him one last time. I came to Milwaukee. You know, I wasn't supposed to actually be in Milwaukee. I was supposed to go to Chicago to spend time with the homies to try to get over the breakup and try to just, you know, experience life and try to just like relieve stress or whatever. I had to go talk to my grandpa one last time. I was fortunate enough to get to see him and speak to him one last time, and you know, I was happy, to be honest. I was real happy to be able to talk to him one last time before he passed away. Literally the next day after I leave, I get a call from my mom. Your grandpa passed away after he spoke with you. What? That put me over the edge, bro. I got that call. I literally cried while I was at the Anime Central convention. I was at Anime Central playing Guilty Gear. I picked up the phone call, and then I was like, yeah, it's time to go get toasted, bro. It's time to go drink. That was the first time in my life where I ever drank till I fucking got sick. I literally puked later that night. So I was drinking. I was drinking with the boys, drinking with the fellas, as you will. I was drinking. Let me take a shot. Terrell, you drinking? Let me take a shot. What? Pal, you trying to drink too? Well, whatever you get, I get too. I was just drinking. I didn't have a thought process. I was just, let me drink some of that alky. Let me drink. I tell you what, every problem went away until they came up. Like, I was just talking to the random congoers. I was really loose that night, and then I was really energetic, and then problems arise. I'm like, I need to sit down, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting there. My boys are over there like, hey man, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I feel all right, that was over dramatic, but understand, I was actually out. I was done. All right, that's how stressed out I was. I was drinking problems away, my dude. That was the first time where I was drinking and not caring. I usually try to like drink until I get a buzz and that's it. Cut myself off. That was the first time I ever just drank recklessly. So, Anime Central, just after my grandpa passed away, I get back to Columbus. Guess what? Ninja the cat. You know the cat that broke the blinds when I was streaming or playing Persona 3 Portable back in the day? That man knocked down, he was opening doors. He knocked down the blinds. He passed away. Literally a week after my grandpa passed away, or 2 weeks after my grandpa passed away, Ninja passes away. It's just like so much nonsense happened, man. Like, after that happened, I would say a month goes by where nothing crazy stressful happens, and then, but at this time, if you don't know this, I was working for GameStop. I was working at GameStop only like 2 or 3 days a week. I had a really good schedule, and it was bringing in extra money. I was able to stream. I was able to just, get extra payments or extra income from GameStop while working Twitch and YouTube, right? Things changed when GameStop became the side and the main hustle. And after our assistant manager left at GameStop, this is like around 4 weeks after Ninja passes away, right? Our ASL quits / gets fired. Who, I don't know what really happened, to be honest. Either they were fired or they quit it or they got fired. So they needed more hours to get covered, and I'm like, sure, I can cover a few days, but I can't cover these all the time. And then the schedules came out, the schedules kept getting produced, and I'm like, this is not the schedule that I was signed up for and my availability, while you got me working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sometimes. And I understand we needed help, but it's like, it was literally at one point, it was only me and the manager working there. And we had like 2 other workers during the August and September. We had another SGA that only worked there once a week. And then we had another SGA that unfortunately was held up by another GameStop. Held up at another GameStop that would come and help us out. So whenever those 2 weren't there, it was either me or the manager. And I thought that was a pretty toxic setup. I'm like, we need some more help. And apparently they got rid of the position for ASLs, which made it extremely toxic, because it's like, we need somebody else here that can work. that many hours, and I'm like, I'm not willing to take that position because I already got like a thing I do that eats up most of my time at home. That's my main job, YouTube and Twitch, right? YouTube and Twitch was my main job, and then these people at GameStop didn't care. They just thought it was a fucking hobby, and then they just scheduled me for all these days, and I just increasingly got aggravated. And it just added to my stress, and I'm like, all right, gotta sacrifice some time over here to make sure that the workplace is, you know, settled. And I think that was the biggest mistake I ever made, was sacrificing my own time from what I do and love. Literally, that was my main source of income. Sacrificing that to make sure these people over at GameStop was happy was the biggest mistake of my life. Well, biggest mistake of my GameStop career. Because then they got too comfortable with the idea of me covering some shifts, and then they just kept putting this stuff on the schedule. Like, bro, I don't want to work those days. And I'm telling them, hey, what's up with these schedules? I'm not trying to work these days. It's like they didn't have any respect for what I did, because they kept scheduling me. I'm like, we got 2 other people here. One of them only works here once a freaking week, and I'm covering their shifts when they're supposed to be here, because they don't know they're supposed to be working here, because you didn't communicate to them that they're supposed to be working here. And then you just expect me to just stay, which I did, because it's like, hey, I'm not gonna leave and literally leave the store open to get robbed. I'm like, hey, that's not my problem. I could have just did that, because I was scheduled from this time to this time. Fast forward to the like November, near the end of November, where my schedule finally got situated with GameStop, and I was having the days again where everything was perfect. 3 to 2 days. And then manager got fired. I finally just synergized, started getting into the synergy mode with everybody there. Took a year to do it. Just got into like a really good working like flow and everything. Finally found a good work-life balance. And then, oh, you're fired. So there's going to be major changes. This is at the end of November. End of November, there was major changes that happened with GameStop. And then what happened was the manager got fired, and then everybody else quit. I was gonna stay, but they needed to pay me more money. And anytime I try to bring it up, they would just be like, oh, I'll see what I can do. Oh, I'll see what I can do. And I'm like, are y'all like dumb? Like, y'all have no one who knows how to do anything at this store but me. Yeah, so we got a new store leader, and this store leader is someone that was gonna literally manage this store that I worked at and another store completely. And he told me, I'm going to be working at the other store more. This store is going to be once a week for me or something like that. The last thing I heard, I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, does he not know that nobody is trained other than me at this job? Like, most of the people that started working there were seasonals, which were people who didn't know what to do. And he was going to give them keys to start working there. And I'm like, does he not know these people? I was the only SGA store, the key holder in the store that knew how to do mostly everything. And the other store, the other key holder didn't know everything yet. They just got hired. The other seasonals just got hired. They didn't know what to do. And I'm like, I'm not about to teach these motherfuckers who make more money than me, by the way. That was the tipping point. I was like, I'm not about to do a manager's job for way less than the people who don't know what to do. These motherfuckers didn't know jack squat and got paid more than me. And that's when I was like, I'm out of here. Like, it was so disrespectful. I'm like talking to the DM dude. I'm like, yo, he's like, is there anything we can do for y'all over there? I'm like, yeah, pay raises. And he's talking about, I can look into that. No, I need you to do that. I wasn't even gonna argue with him. Like, I told him pay raises. That's what I need. And I can look into. In my head, I'm like, I didn't like that response, so I'm out of here. neither him or the new store leader tried to talk to me about new responsibilities. You can't tell me and promise, oh, a new position, an assistant manager position is gonna open up after, you know, the rush of the holiday season. Stick around, man. Fuck you. I don't want to stick around for a low probability of being passed up. Like there was no guarantee that I was getting that position. Just because I knew what to do doesn't mean I was getting that position. And then I didn't like the fact that they just expected me to kind of just teach everybody what to do at that store. They wanted to just pass down the responsibilities of a manager onto like a key holder. And I'm like, y'all are bugging, all right? And it's like the fact that they didn't try to communicate that, acting like I didn't know. They just thought everything would just fall into place. But I'm like, no. I'm not about to teach these people when that's not my job and y'all not paying me enough to actually do it. So that was stressful. That was the last part of the stressful year of Sirlionhart's personal life. Almost nearly every pet I was associated with this year, minus Amina. God bless Amina. Amina the Bean. Amina is a lovely cat. I lost Ninja. I lost Shiny. Shiny passed away earlier in November. It was just, I guess, something with a cyst, or there was just complications with Shiny's health, unfortunately, that nobody could have seen coming. And that sucked. So Shiny passed away. That was another stressful moment because I'm like, I really like that cat. Like, all my cats are just passing away this year. I didn't like that. So that was one of the last things this year that happened that was just super stressful to me. And I know it's just, oh, it's just a cat. Nah. You know, you create a bond with pets. You create a bond with pets. I don't care what anybody says. After a while, it just, you know, they grow on you just to be like another family member. And then when they pass away, it sucks. But that's it. Like GameStop, after the GameStop, the whole animals and the family members dying, and then the breakup and all the extra bills and shit that I had to manage by myself. It was a very stressful fucking year. And it's the biggest reason why I was so inconsistent with completing projects, with starting projects this year. It was just one of the most just overwhelming years that I had to face as an adult. And I hope you guys understand. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm quitting YouTube or Twitch. It's just, I literally was overwhelmed this year with just so much. It was just so much to just deal with. And I honestly thought about just quitting YouTube at one point and just focusing on like work. Because the one thing I discovered this year, which is, I think is a positive thing, is that I love working. I work my ass off. All right. Which is why I was just like throwing all them hours at GameStop, because I liked being in an environment, working with a team and being able to just communicate and socialize with people. That was like one of the best aspects of working at GameStop, is that I got to talk about things that I love doing, and people actually, you know, was able to just reciprocate and just like talk about their love for games, and it was just making connections left and right. So that like, that was the biggest benefit of working at GameStop, not just the income. It was just, I really liked that, and I honestly wouldn't mind doing something like that. Not working in a retail job, but working in a team setting, because that working in a team setting is something really I think I wouldn't mind doing, like in like a factory or like an office job or something, working with a team just to get stuff done. I think that I actually wouldn't mind that. That's the one thing I discovered, is that working is something I like doing. And honestly, despite all the stress, I did find some things good that happened this year. And it's just a realization that I am capable of doing a lot more than I thought I was. I just learned that I was capable of just dealing with all this stress and still keeping just a clear mind, and just being able to just, I don't know, focus and just get tasks done. Now, I may have not had enough time to focus and get things done on YouTube, but I hope to get things done coming up now that I quit GameStop. Now that I have all this extra time, it's time to go into a full content creator mode, and I hope you guys are ready because I got some stuff to talk about at the moment that you may or may not like.